All right, good Saturday, DeFi Nation. Good Saturday, Energy community. It has been a great week, guys. Lots of stuff happening on the back end. And again, this is one of those weeks where I'm operating with little sleep, but you know what? I'm still full of energy because I am truly excited about energy. And you're going to learn today about you're going to actually get some technical analysis on charts and about why we feel like there's a good possibility energy's next big move up could be 3 to 5K. And I'm not talking about just going up there all at once. I'm talking about when you look at the longer, like the day chart, you know, you can see that big drive up to that range. And I believe that very well could be energy's next move. I'm going to show you the charts, and then we're going to talk about the fundamental analysis and the technology behind it and why the charts are lining up with the fundamental analysis, which is a really, really great thing. And, you know, guys, there's very few times that something comes along in life that really has the opportunity to impact somebody's life. I want you to think about that. Very few times something comes along in life that has the ability to completely impact somebody's life. You know, certainly Bitcoin was one of those things, right? Bitcoin came out. If you were one of those early people in Bitcoin, you know, that would have certainly been something that greatly impacted your life. And so those opportunities are very rare. But guys, I believe this is truly one of those opportunities. And I believe you'll agree once you see what energy's all about. So before we start it off, here's what I want you to do. I want you guys to turn on your cameras. I want you to go off mute and all at the same time, just give a shout out from where you're from. I need you to turn your cameras on though first. Turn your cameras on. Let's show the world how strong DeFi Nation is. Come on, we got a lot more.
Hello from Oceanside.
I got to set this up as a different view. There we go. I got to set it up as the gallery.
Texas in the house.
Kansas here. All right.
Costa Rica.
Atlanta, Georgia.
Georgia, Costa Rica, Texas.
Oklahoma. Got Tampa as usual.
All right.
Virginia.
Hamburg in the house.
Hamburg. I like to hear those international people, guys. It gets me excited to know that we're growing.
Canada.
Canada. I know I missed one in there. Where else do we have? I know there's a lot of you out there. Come on.
Tampa, Florida.
Tampa. There's some people in Tampa. All right. All right, man.
Virginia.
Wisconsin. Man, it's good to see your guys' faces. You know, it's I always enjoy every Saturday being able to see everybody here. So you can go ahead and put yourself on mute. And if Richard or Lynn, if you guys will do me one favor, or unless he's on here, he may be on here. Will you guys give Alan a wake-up call?
Will do.
For me. I appreciate you guys. He's going to be on a little bit later. He's going to talk about the fundamental analysis. So, guys, it's been that week where I don't think people realize how much we scramble from one thing to the next and just bouncing around. And, you know, some people on the inside, they get to start to kind of see it. I know I work a lot with Lynn you know, Richard and some of the other guys in the community, but it gets crazy busy at times, and it's just from one thing to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next. And it's really only going to get better and better and better. We have a major player that's going to be coming aboard. He's going to be helping us procure, I should say, all of Latin America. And he is a powerhouse. He's a great guy of integrity. I'm bringing him into the core team. I can't wait to introduce you to him. But there's a lot of great things that are going on behind the scenes. I mean, you know, to be able to open up South America and Latin America, you know, Mexico, Central America, South America, and all the islands in between is huge. Why? Because that's the one place in the world where cryptocurrency actually is welcomed. The adoption of cryptocurrency is welcomed. Think about that. I want you guys to really think about that. You know, in the United States, we all know that they overregulate the crap out of crypto, as well as many other things. We know that China is always saying, "Oh, we're banning Bitcoin or doing this or doing that." You know, some countries in Europe, you know, they have their issues as well. But South America, El Salvador in Central America just made Bitcoin their national currency. They did away with their currency to make Bitcoin their national currency. So if there's one place in this world that this is going to be adopted the fastest, I think everybody will agree that Latin America is pretty much it, right? I don't think there's any denying that. You know, you look on what's going on. So there's a lot of great things happening. They're finishing up StarStake. I can't wait to get everything unveiled. I know they're getting closer and closer by the minute. And, you know, we should be moonbound soon. But let's take a look at these charts. How about that? All right, let me share my screen. You guys should be able to see my screen here. And I am going to go to the NRGY chart. Okay, I'm going to go to the NRGY chart. And I'm going to kind of give you a little bit about of what I see. Let me hit the refresh screen so I can get the most accurate chart. And I'm going to be looking at a one-day chart. Why a one-day chart? Because the longer the time frame you go with a chart, the more reliable they are, the more data they are. You've heard the past history repeats itself, right? We have all that prior history, and it's all compressed. And on the overall long-term picture, the longer time frame charts are going to give the best analysis. So I'm going to analyze this with a day chart. Guys, if you look at NRGY, I got to get my annotating tool out today. I love to annotate whenever I'm drawing on the charts. Well, let's see here. I'm trying to find the annotate button. Let's see if I can find it. Enable annotation. Wow, they changed zoom up on me, so I may not be able to annotate, do that. Annotate. I may not be able to annotate this puppy. Man, I'm sorry, guys. But they did. They changed zoom up. They come out with all these things, and they have to go and change it up. So see, somebody's annotating. I wonder why it's not letting me. Oh, here it is. They put it in a different place. That's why. They put it on the toolbar. That's pretty awesome. So, okay. So what happened is that NRGY come out of the gate, guys, it was a few dollars. And the thing that makes NRGY so exceptional is that NRGY was deployed, and it's not a company. It's 100% totally decentralized, meaning that everybody who has NRGY actually put skin in the game. They bought their NRGY. So when we deployed NRGY, we released it. We had to put our own money up and go buy NRGY. Now, when we deployed NRGY, means that we put our own money up. We've got a really good supply of NRGY. And so we have a vested interest in building this platform up to its full potential. Because if we do that, we all win. We all win. So we came out of the gate back in February we were just a few dollars, and we almost immediately rocketed up to $170, right in that range. We came down from $170 to about $90, and then we just played around there for about a day and a half before just completely rocketing up the chart you see up here to around $700-800. From $700-800, we had a really big spike down and then a spike right back up, which is significant of some major upside. And we saw that energy had went up to $980 before coming back down. Came up, worked its way back up a little bit, and then it had its pullback. And I want you guys to understand, this is very normal, okay? Very, very, very normal in the market. You always have this initial surge of excitement, right? When something comes out, and then you have that big pullback. But that second drive up, that big pullback, either it's a project that's no good and it goes to zero, or it's something that really impacts and changes the world. I shouldn't say just changes the world. It could be changes that particular market, I should say. Okay. But it'll go way up. It'll come back on the big pullback and you'll see it level out. And then its next move is almost always a big one. And when it goes up the chart on its next move, that second drive is usually significantly greater than that first drive, okay? This is really where the men are separated from the boys in the market. And you can look at virtually any market. You can look at Bitcoin, for instance. In the beginning, Bitcoin kind of petered along there for a minute until people started hearing about it and whatnot. So it kind of sat stagnant there for a minute. But when Bitcoin started to go up and people started to hear about it, you know, Bitcoin went all the way up to $30, $30 from fractions of a penny. Did you know from $30 that Bitcoin fell all the way down to $2, to $2, from $30 to $2? Everybody thought, oh my gosh, that's the end of Bitcoin, right? But you know, from that $2, its next move up was about $250, and then $1,000, and then all of a sudden $20,000. This is what we've seen Bitcoin do. But Bitcoin's not just the anomaly. Guys, Amazon stock did the exact same thing, and so did Apple, and so did a lot of the major stocks. Just go look at a long-term chart, and you'll see oftentimes this big drive up, huge pullback, where it makes this bull shape and then boom, explosive growth. Amazon went to about $112 a share. Okay, right in that neighborhood when they first come out. We all know who Amazon is. I think everybody from all around the world knows who Amazon is. They went way up to about $112. Right out of the gate, from virtually zero all the way up to 112. From $112, did you know that Amazon pulled back to about $5? Amazon stock went from over $110 all the way down to $5 before rounding that corner and busting out and never looking back. And today, Amazon is worth over $3,000 a share. But you look at almost any of these things in history, you see the same recurring pattern. Big drive up, huge pullback around the corner, and the second drive up is a monster. That's where those people who have the fortitude to stick with it and stay in with those companies or projects, that's why a lot of those people today, you know, their life has changed. I mean, literally became millionaires, multimillionaires, billionaires by just knowing these key things. You see, the price is not what's important necessarily of a stock. You know, what it's doing now is not necessarily always important as what it's doing tomorrow or what it's doing in the future. Because by knowing that, you're able to get in before you have that second massive drive up. And, you know, it's just something key that people really need to remember, Guys, Nike is a perfect example. Nike's another one. A lot of people don't realize that Nike stock in the stock market, I'm looking it up right now, one of the best performing stocks ever. Nike, everybody knows who Nike is. Let me look it up here. I'm going to show you. Nike has went up 762,000% since its initial inception. 762,300% since its inception. I mean, it's kind of crazy to think about, right? If you would have got in Nike in the beginning, I mean, just a few dollars, what a few dollars would have done for your life. So I want to really break this down for you, and why I feel like this is such a good, this chart, this technical analysis on this chart is just unbelievable, guys. Okay, it goes way past that. So let's take a look at the factors of energy. Now, this can only go one of two places. It can either go down to zero or it can go much higher. Why do I say that? Because all trades, everything starts at zero and it eventually ends up back up at zero. Okay, from a trading standpoint, everything does. Bitcoin, the Walmart, Amazon, everything. You've heard the saying, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. So even the moon and the stars will one day turn to zero again, right? So it can only go one of two places. That's it. And so what we have to do to determine this is we have to take a look at a couple different factors on the chart, and then we need to go look at the fundamental analysis and see what's happening on the background, because we can see, you know, the upside. So typically what happens is when you get a drive up, we got this next drive up. Really, this was all one drive. But if you look back, you see this little notch down here. And what a market correction means is that the red candlesticks, the previous low, the market comes back and hits the previous low, hits the previous red candlestick. Okay, you almost always, you know, you don't almost always, you always see that where you get the correction. Okay, it may be a long time, you know, a stock may look like it needs to correct, or crypto come down and then go way up again, but it'll eventually always come back to that correction. So when this happened, you could see this correction right here was about 170, and you can even go down a little bit into this valley, and you'll see it was around 110. The fact is, if we would have held here, we would have had a good chance of going probably to around 2,000. We would have went up about the same distance from these 2 points. Okay, so if this would have bounced off this peak, we could have seen this go up here to maybe 2,000 before coming back down and correcting itself and going back up again. But what we see is that it dropped past this point right down here. And that's a really good sign. And not only that, it didn't just drop past that point one time. It dropped below this point 2 times. That's one thing that you really like to see trading. So it didn't just drop one time, it's been down there 2 times. Really, really good indicator. So what we see this starting to do is what I consider the general consensus drive. That's what I call it, guys. Many of you guys know me. I've made some major calls in the market. I mean, calls long before anybody else made them. My latest claim to fame was Doge. I told people to get Doge when it was 0.2 to 0.3 of a penny last year, like literally less than a year ago. Okay. I told them to get Doge when it was 2/10 to 3/10 of a penny. And we all know what happened with Doge. And a lot of people go, what do you mean? Are you crazy? I said, no, I see it in the chart. This thing's going to go way up. Now, is Dogecoin a good buy now? No, I don't think Dogecoin's a good buy now. But you know, I don't think Dogecoin's necessarily a good buy now. But at that time, it was a great buy. So what you generally get is you get this, what's called general consensus, what I could call general consensus drive. You have one drive up, one drive down, two drive up, and the second drive down is always lower than the first drive down. And a lot of times you'll get, it'll start to come up and then boom, it'll come down one more time. That's your second down. And then you get your third up. And this cycle repeats itself over and over and over again. But it's all based on your perspective. Is it your perspective from this candlestick on the 5-minute chart or 30-minute chart, or this one on the hour chart, or is it this one on the day chart? It's all from your perspective that you're looking at it. But this wave always plays out true. So if we're looking at this on a day chart, we see it make that correction. Like one drive up, one drive down, two drive up, the second drive up, and here comes the second drive down here. Boom, looked like it needed to go up. Boom, came down twice, and now we're bouncing off of that. And you know, we should see this start to come up. We're probably gonna get this number. It's gonna climb. It's gonna dip. It's gonna dive, and then boom. Okay, that's usually what you get, right? In the market, you get these big bull shapes and you get dome shapes. This is a dome, and you can look, there's domes within domes and domes within domes. And then you get these bull shape. You look at this bull shape here, this one here, so forth and so on. What I think we're doing is we're making this huge bull shape. We've came down, we're starting to level out, level and level and level. We busted down that second time there at the bottom. We're starting to level out. And could we come down a little bit more too? Maybe, yeah, we could still do that. That's still a possibility. But we're starting to level out here and make this gigantic bull shape to go on the next up. That's what I see, okay? Now, this isn't a guarantee what's to come, but I just want you to see what I see in this chart and why it looks so good. You know, you've also got these descending peaks. You got one here, here, and here. These three descending peaks. You know, these are another thing that's key. So there's so many things that look really good on this chart. But what typically happens is when a trade clears its all-time high, its previous all-time high, it typically goes up 3x to 4x, okay? Sometimes it goes a little higher, but it typically goes up three times to 4 times this previous high, okay? Bitcoin we saw go up a lot higher. But if we look at the previous high, which is about 1,000, a little under 1,000, and you take 3 to 4 times that, you're at $3,000 to $4,000, 3 to 4,000. Why do I say 3 to 5,000? Because you've got that psychological barrier too. People play things with, you know, in 5s and 0s. So you do have that psychological barrier there too. So it's possible it could even go up there. But to me, it looks like this next drive up, this should be that big drive. This should be that big one. The big one that you get with
You're breaking up, Dwayne. Yeah, you're breaking up.
if it is that big one, the people that are involved, stand capitalized, still breaking up.
Yeah.
Still breaking up.
Okay, there you go.
Am I still breaking up?
Yeah.
Okay, so the people that, okay, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna turn this over to Alan, and here we have to look at the fundamental analysis. Did you hear me?
Yep, I hear you. Good afternoon, everybody.
Okay, so I was just going to finish up, Alan, if people can hear me.
All right.
I think that this could be the big one that really changes people's life, just like with Bitcoin, just like with Amazon, just like with some of those other things out there. And so why we have to look to see if this is the big one is we have to look at the fundamentals of what's going on behind the scenes. So the fundamentals are very important. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn over Alan, and he's going to go over the fundamentals and show you what's coming with energy. All right, Alan, go ahead.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Dwayne. Good afternoon, everybody. I want to first of all tell everyone that I'm, though if you look at that chart, one factor that Dwayne did mention is the reward portion of energy, which has continued to be really, really good. We have, however, been affected. Most of us have many more coins than when we started. That's not really reflected in the price. Obviously, we've had a substantial decline in energy, and quite frankly, it's an opportunity to get rid of some weak hands. Many people in the crypto industry that buy and sell crypto, they're very short-term oriented. There's lots of things out there for people to get interested in. And so it's not unusual in cryptocurrency for it to be volatile. And energy has been extremely volatile in price. However, relatively small amount of capital coming into it could double or triple the price. I'm not really focused too much at all on the price of energy. I don't think most long-term holders should be too concerned about the price because, quite frankly, it really doesn't matter what the price is. What matters is what the value it represents. And is that improving? Is that increasing? Is that gaining and being further developed? That's the metric that, long-term people, long-term holders, long-term investors focus on, which is development and market potential. And what we're doing right now, when we created energy 33 weeks ago, we created the DeFi financial system, and toward building a global economy of dApps. What we found is that more important than to do that is to create a platform that's transformational, not only in the cryptocurrency space, but also in the internet itself.
Alan,
And
I'm going to let you share your screen so you can share StarStake and all those good things. Can you hear me?
Alan's frozen.
Yeah, looks like he's frozen.
Oh, no.
East Coast must be getting cold already.
He's
based on a technology that's going to transform the internet. Yeah.
okay. You froze up.
I can't.
You froze up for a second there. So I went ahead and I gave you the ability to share your screen so you can share StarStake and all that. Are you froze again? Can you hear me?
I think he went out. He might come back
There
in.
we go. There we
There we
go.
Muted. Okay.
I'm at a Panera Bread. I don't know what happened there. Okay. So what I'm saying is that we're going for a big, big win. We're not going for a small short-term gain. We're not going for, let's just get the price of energy higher and sell it. If we were to do that, myself and many other people that were early would have sold our stakes in Community Builder, right? But we didn't do that. We instead maintained a long-term focus of what we're building and building value. And so that value proposition really is focused on StarStake. I'm going to share my screen and just let you know a lot of progress has been made on StarStake. Let me see here a second. Hold on. So here is, well, first of all, we have, hang on a second. So this is actually up right now. You can go to the site. This is just a temporary site. We are assembling the parts and pieces of StarStake, integrating and testing. We've made a lot of progress this week on it. We have both cutting, just beautiful design and great technology. If you look at great technology companies like Apple, that's what they do. They have great design and great technology. Now, this technology, StarStake, is going to transform not only the way people in the music industry transact, but it's going to transact the world of social media as well. It monetizes it in a way that has not been done before. It allows people, rather than giving access to them away for free to centralized platforms, it provides an entire integrated economy that allows them to monetize the value of who they are in society, what they can offer people, and how much people are willing to pay to access those people. Now, those are some pretty big things, and I don't want to get into too much detail on it until our launch. But I can tell you that StarStake is music and much, much, much more, much more. It is a opportunity for that big win that creates the economy that we've been working toward for the last 30 weeks. And at the same time creates really a disruptive and platform to many of the leading centralized technology companies on the internet today. Now, those are some pretty bold statements, but they're factual. Now, if we can execute, there's risk, there's execution risk, there is regulatory risk, there are risks in this. I'm not going to tell you that there are no risks. This is a high risk, high reward opportunity. Actually, all cryptocurrency truly is in that genre. However, if we're successful with what we have, and I know one thing for sure, we have the community members that are making this happen. We have the people. See, our community came together on NRGY and the concept of a fair, decentralized financial system. And now it's evolved into for the first time, rather than a company producing an application like this, we actually have a decentralized community of people coming together and creating a solution that not only represents a great business product, right, and a great financial opportunity, but it represents real true innovation that I don't think would have been fostered in a traditional centralized technology company, certainly at a far, far greater cost. So we're actually coming to a realization that our original concept is working. And though many people, I mean, they want to make a little bit of money, they're selling their energy and they're free to do that. And they've been doing that at $70 or whatever the case may be. However, many of us who look at this say, well, you know, I can, when it runs up to $200 or $300 or $400 or $500 next time, I can go get out, get some money, and maybe either make a profit or get some money back. But you're gonna have a real tough decision to make, and that's going to be: is this going to be one of those things that happens once in a lifetime for most of us? Is NRGY and the StarStake platform going to transform the way the internet works? And quite frankly, it's transformational in industries, and it's transformational across the internet. And so I just can't tell you how excited about that.
Well, hey, it's a perfect time for me to jump back in because you're froze. Where's it me that's froze?
No, we can hear you, Dwayne. Alan froze.
Okay. Okay. I couldn't tell if it was me or if it was him. So I'm going to come back here. to you. So what, I want you to think about StarStake and this new Infinity NFT technology we have. I just want to give you an analogy, guys, just an analogy. And this is purely for example purposes. But if you know anything about NFTs right now, they're basically just digital photos, right? They're pieces of art. They're a baseball card, right? That's basically what they are. They're a baseball card. And people right now are out there. This is very NFT, the whole NFT technology is very new to the industry. And people are out there right now trading baseball cards, right? They're trading pieces of art. What NFT bucks are is they have real value to them, real face value that they can redeem for real dollars. Or maybe they're a collectible and they
I'm
can.
back again. Sorry.
By the way, I figured it was a good part. Wait.
Okay, so let me just wrap up by saying we got a great, exciting, possibility for all of us. We're dedicated to getting this out soon. We'll see where we are next week at this time, but I expect definitely some real exciting news happening here with what we're doing very, very soon within this month time frame. So thank you all for being there, and I will be in touch with you.
All right, guys, can you hear me? All right. So the analogy I was giving you guys all was that NFTs are basically like baseball cards people are trading. The NFT bucks allow that baseball card to still be traded. They have real face value to them, so they can be redeemed for real dollars. And when they're redeemed, they are burnt. They're permanently destroyed. Or if it's a collectible picture, a piece of art, a collectible baseball card, right? Maybe they can be sold to somebody for much more, just like these NFTs and baseball cards, quote unquote, that people are trading right now. Okay. So your NFT bucks are essentially baseball cards. And then you've got your iNFT, your Infinity NFT, where people can take these baseball cards and they can spend them on the Infinity NFT. What is the Infinity NFT? Think of Major League Baseball as a whole, okay? And guys, I want to make a disclaimer. I want to be very clear. This is example purposes only. We don't have an agreement with the Major League, okay? I just am giving this for example purposes. But the iNFT is basically like Major League Baseball. So now they don't just only get to capitalize on that baseball card, but they get to capitalize on the royalties of the entire Major League. All the TV agreements, all the baseball deals, all of that stuff, okay? Then you've got energy staking. And what is energy staking? Energy staking is where you get to earn on the entire ecosystem, the entire energy universe. So if you're in energy staking, you're not just earning on the baseball card and Major League Baseball. You're earning on all the baseball cards in football. You're earning on the NFL as well. You're earning on the National Hockey League, all the other sports leagues, right? And this is, again, example purposes only. We don't have any of those names. But you're earning on all of the sports leagues combined. And now a movie comes out or some other intellectual property, you're earning on the entire ecosystem. And so the real advantage right now is to be able to get energy staked to where you have 25 energy, okay? And if you have 25 energy in staking or more, you get to earn royalties on the entire energy universe. And that's what's so incredible about energy. And what I'm going to do, guys, is for those of you who are new, especially, I'm going to play just 3 little short videos. I mean, really, really short videos that summarize NRGY up. And then what you need to do next to join NRGY is, of course, get back to whoever invited you, and they're going to give you a link, a community builder link, where you can go purchase and stake some NRGY too. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to summarize NRGY for you in 3 simple videos. If they'll play, if they don't freeze up. If they freeze up, somebody holler. Can you see my screen? Make
Yes.
sure
Yes,
sure.
it's small.
I'm sharing the right one. Can you see it now? Better?
It's coming up.
Okay.
How is wealth created? And I'm not talking.
You see it, right? Hold on.
Yeah, it's good.
Oh, shoot. I got it here.
Now it went away.
I got it. Hold on.
There you go.
How is wealth created? And I'm not talking about just making money. I'm talking about real life-changing wealth. Do you know how it's really created? It's created by the movement of money. Let's take a journey back in time.
There were a group of pioneers who wanted something different, to get an abundance out of life. So they got together and went out west. They encountered lots of hardships before settling where they wanted to build their community. And instead of just one person benefiting mostly, they decided to do things a little different. So the pioneers pooled their money together and essentially established a bank owned by these pioneers. New members started joining the community. They started businesses that were owned by anybody in the community who wanted to participate. Together, they developed these businesses to be profitable. A portion of these profits were shared back to the bank owned by the pioneers. More businesses popped up with community members working to develop each one and sharing in the profits of the business they developed. And while the bank, owned by the original pioneers, shared a piece of the profit generated from each business. New community members were given the option to buy into the bank owned by the original pioneers, and it became known as the Community Bank. Some of the new members decided to also own a piece of the Community Bank and paid what seemed like a high price. Other members remained stubborn and chose to only profit with the business they were working to develop. More businesses were developed, and the Community Bank became even more profitable. The stubborn community members who felt it was too expensive to buy into the Community Bank before were finally ready to buy in. But when they went back, they were shocked at how much the price went up. The community continued to grow, and more businesses were developed, while the Community Bank that shared in a piece of the profit from each business continued to grow fatter and fatter. Community members who owned a piece of the Community Bank reaped the rewards. The stubborn community members who didn't take action to stake their piece in the Community Bank earlier when they felt the price was too high were finally ready to purchase at the much higher price now. Finally, everyone was able to enjoy the fruits of the entire community, and the community prospered together, passing their wealth to generations to come.
But there's a problem. Over time, wealth has been diminished from generations by authorities who seek to control them. So today, a new community in cryptocurrency called NRGY has formed, a community poised to energize the world and create wealth for the very pioneers of today. Would you like to be a pioneer and create wealth for your family? NRGY is the cryptocurrency deployed to create wealth for the community members who choose to stake it. Decentralized businesses in many sectors are being developed by the NRGY community. These decentralized businesses are known as dApps, or decentralized applications. Would you like to earn cash flow from royalty payments? Community members who keep at least 25 NRGY staked can access royalty payments, which is paid as a cash flow to these members in the form of energy. This energy can be staked to earn additional energy or swapped for Ethereum or USDC, US dollar coin, through the NRGY liquidity pool that acts much like a decentralized bank. Would you like to own an asset that not only generates cash flow for you, but also increases in value as the demand rises? As more and more profitable dApps are developed, the demand for energy becomes greater and greater. As the demand increases from people wanting to stake energy to earn royalty payments and from supply that is tied up when dApp products and services are consumed, the USDC and the NRGY liquidity pool increases, while the limited supply of energy is decreased. This causes the value of energy to rise. The supply of energy is extremely limited, while virtually an unlimited amount of USDC can be added to the liquidity pool. In this way, the NRGY liquidity pool acts similar to a decentralized bank owned by the community. As the demand for energy becomes greater and greater, the value could skyrocket. Would you like to also mint energy for yourself and for your family? In addition to accessing royalty payments, energy stakers get to earn more from the minting of energy. NRGY will mint for a period of 100 weeks from February 20th, 2021, which is approximately 2 years. While 25 energy needs to be staked to earn royalty payments from dApp revenues, any amount of energy can be staked to earn in the minting. Minting rewards are earned weekly and can be compounded back into staking. Simply put, the more energy you stake, the more energy you will earn from minting. The only question left is, are you ready to stake your claim in this new economy? How much can you potentially earn from staking? Now, I want to be clear that the following example is purely hypothetical and is not to be construed as a guarantee. Community members who keep at least 25 energy staked can earn royalty payments from all the dApps built upon the NRGY platform. Keep in mind that not many people are able to stake 25 energy. Not necessarily because of the price, but because of the supply. Energy is extremely limited in supply, which in turn limits the number of accounts that can have 25 energy staked. As of the filming of this video, the very first blockbuster dApps are under development, and there are only about 150 accounts with 25 or more energy staked. If these first dApps were to disperse an average of $100,000 per day in royalty payments to accounts with at least 25 energy staked, each account would receive over $650 in cash flow per day. This equates to almost a whopping $250,000 per year for each one. Of course, the number of accounts staking 25 energy is likely to increase over time, but so is the number of profitable dApps. The development of the energy community and decentralized businesses built upon the platform is constantly ongoing. As more and more profitable dApps are created upon the NRGY platform, the extremely limited supply of energy is squeezed more and more, causing the value to surge. How do you stake? NRGY can only be staked using Ethereum or USDC through the Community Builder dApp. The Community Builder is a highly effective way to grow the NRGY community. 75% of your purchase is used to stake energy, while 25% goes to community builders. By incentivizing the community, we are able to educate and grow our community much faster, which makes the energy you're staking and earning much more valuable. While you can purchase the coin directly from decentralized exchanges such as Uniswap and own 100% of your purchase, you are not able to multiply your coins like you can through staking, by earning royalty payments from dApp revenues and the minting of the coin. Once you stake energy, you also become a community builder yourself. A total of 25% is paid over 2 tiers. You earn 15% of the energy staked by the people you personally invite, and 10% of the energy staked by the people they invite, which is paid directly into your wallet. Since NRGY is not a company and owned exclusively by the community, 100% of the community builder fees go back to the community and are rewarded to those actively growing the community. You are not locked into staking for any time frame, and you can unstake and cash out your energy at any time. To prevent people from jumping in and out of staking, 7.5% of the coins unstaked are burned and permanently removed from the total supply of energy. This limits the supply of energy even more, making it more scarce and even more valuable. NRGY is setting an unmatched precedent to change the world for better. Are you ready to get energized? Are you ready to be a pioneer and stake energy?
All right, guys. So that gives you a good overview of what NRGY is all about. And I want to say, you know, it's also a good idea, in my opinion, to pick up some NRGY Go as well. Okay. NRGY Go is what's used to create those NFT bucks. And let me just bring up the NRGY Go chart. Give me just a second here so you can see this. So NRGY Go right now, you can get NRGY Go, and I'm not going to do an analysis on the NRGY Go chart, but the potential for NRGY Go is absolutely incredible. You can see it's making kind of the same type pattern, and his energy, I should say. And you can get NRGY Go at 0.001 per coin right now. So you can get a lot of NRGY Go. You can get a lot of bang for your buck, I should say. What is that? That's 0.1 cents, 0.1 cents. So it is an incredible value, extremely low cost, and I believe it's severely undervalued right now. So, you know, it's a good one to think about getting too. You know, you can get $500 of NRGY Go goes a long ways. I'll just say that. So NRGY Go is a good idea to pick up some of that, in my opinion, as well. So guys, that's NRGY. You know, we've got a lot of exciting things coming. If you're ready to stake NRGY, get the link for the community builder of the person who invited you. If you need help and you need instructions, reach out to one of the community members. We have those as well. It's pretty easy to stake, but if you're new to crypto, you may need to get some Ethereum and set up a MetaMask wallet, which is totally free to do. Doesn't cost any money to set up a MetaMask wallet. But you know, you may need some direction if you're a newbie. So don't hesitate to reach out to somebody, and one of us will gladly help you. We've got a really good community. You can join the DeFi Nation Facebook group. We also have a Discord channel. Guys, we're extremely accessible, and we're just blessed with a loyal community of people. You know, I couldn't say more. So what I'm going to do at this time is, in the recording first, I'm gonna open it up for a short Q&A, but I'm gonna tell everybody on Facebook, if you have questions, go into the comments of the video, and there is a link on that Facebook, okay, under that Facebook video. If this is being shared out with maybe one of your friends is sharing the video and you don't see the link in the comments, go to the original video that was shared. And if you go to the original video that was shared, you'll see a link in the comments, and you can get on this Zoom and you can get your questions answered. So at this time, I'm going to tell all of you guys on Facebook, have a great weekend and stay energized. I'll see you next week, Facebook.